rock and roll trucker.
This is the Rock and Roll Trucker. We're knocking out miles, we're eating good, we're rocking and rolling and having a good time. Come along for a ride. Let's see where we can go today.
Good morning, everybody. The sun is finally up, so I can finally turn this thing on where you can see me. It's Thursday, November 2nd. It is roughly 7:40 a.m. Eastern Time. We are somewhere on I-81 in the great state of Virginia, which is for lovers, which would explain my presence. Yeah, whatever. We're in Virginia. I think we're nearing the neighborhood of Harrisonburg. Well, yep, there's a sign right up here. Harrisonburg, next 4 exits. I haven't been up here since I swapped gigs. I guess I have once. The very first trip I took out with Amira was with me, and we took that trip to friggin' Baltimore, and then had the disaster with the return load, waiting at the tater chip pack. Blah, that's old hat. We're on the way to, as you last heard on the last video, if you watched it, we're taking this up to Brennigsville, Pennsylvania. We've had a turn of events since then. I was supposed to be delivering this at 1 a.m. in the morning tomorrow, many hours from now. That got moved up to 5 p.m. today. Now this place reviews absolutely horrid. Like, it's got some of the worst Google reviews I've ever seen from truck drivers. I mean, it's bad. And they're not old. They're all within, people are reviewing them bad every day with bad experiences. But the one common theme that I seem to be picking up in there is that they will let you check in early. There's no guarantee that you're going to get unloaded early, but it sounds like sometimes you might. But they'll let you check in early. So I am on my way to finish this trip out. I stopped at Dublin, Virginia last night at exit 98. Fantastic little exit with a Liberty fuel stop, which is a 7-Eleven store, and we got a Walmart around, we got a Mexican restaurant around, we got all the fast food joints, you got everything you need right there. So I stopped there last night and went and had me a good dinner, and we got up this morning not too long after our 10-hour break was done, and we're headed up here to get there hours and hours early. We're going to get, hopefully they'll let us check in, and we'll see if we got a fighting chance of getting unloaded early, and we'll figure out how to manage our hours and get over to get that next load, which is supposed to be preloaded. And we'll see if we can salvage at least a few hours of this weekend that was going to be a complete loss sometime. I'm not going to get home anywhere near when I wanted to still, I don't think. But with that appointment being changed, at least in a roundabout way, got 8 hours back to play with, and possibly more if they let me check in early and possibly find me a door early, which I'm crossing my fingers for, because it's a food warehouse. You know how those go. It's a food distributor, but what I'm carrying is not even food product. It's finished paper goods of some sort. I don't know if they're napkins or like boxes, like to-go boxes or whatever they may be. I've got a full trailer, but it's only 9,700 pounds or 9,500 pounds worth of freight. There's not, it's not like I have, a whole crap load of a bunch of different products, tiny food products and produce or anything like that that's going to require the same level of scrutiny on the counting and everything as some things would. Mine should be pretty straightforward with pulling and counting, but this place has awful reviews. Said a lot of times they'll unload quick, but then they'll hold you 3, 4, 5 hours, breaking the stuff down and counting the product and trying to get your paperwork done to you, and they supposedly have massive lumber fees. So who knows how it's going to go, but I'm trying to keep my fingers crossed. I've been in a rough state of mind this week with this whole entire everything, and I'm hoping maybe I'll have a little something good happen this time. We'll see. Maybe the fortunes will swing back in my favor. I don't know. I would like to think that'll happen, but we'll know in a few hours, right? We're boogieing right along here. We're passing exit 247 on I-81, so we still got to get the rest of the way out of Virginia, then get across that little patch of West Virginia, Maryland, and get off into PA. Eventually dive off on the I-76 there and get off into Breinigsville. From there, we'll be going to Reading, PA, grabbing something that goes all the way back to, I done forgot the name, down in Georgia, outside of Atlanta. I done forgot the town it's going to, but we'll just, greater metro Atlanta for lack of words at the moment, but yeah. But that's where we're at right now. It got cold this morning, y'all. I woke up and it was 28 degrees. My drive along thermometer on the truck right now is reading 24. Man, what a cold snap, like from shorts to coats just in the snap of a finger. Man, what happened there? And it's supposed to come back up in temperature by by next week again. So we still got a schizophrenic Mother Nature happening right now. But I woke up this morning like, whoa. It was pretty cool when I went to bed. It was like upper 30s when I walked to go get dinner and stuff like that, and I didn't know it was going to dip down to below, like substantially below freezing this morning. So but that's all right. That time of the year's coming. It's just a shock to the system when you've had no time to acclimate to it, but we'll get there. But I'm going to get off here and do some driving and finish listening to my radio show. We'll catch up with you all on down the road. Y'all have a good morning, if it's morning where you're at. If it's not, have a good whatever it is. I'll see you in a little while. Alright folks, we're about 3 miles from where we've got to be. We're many hours early. We're going to just roll up in there and attempt to check in early, see what happens. We're just going to pretend like we belong there, pretend like we're supposed to be there, and if they say no, they'll say no. If not, maybe we'll get lucky. Pull a page out of old Rebel Dan's book there, back when he was running the roads with us out here. He always liked to get to every place just the maximum as quickly as possible and try and maximize all his time to the fullest. And sometimes it worked out for him, and according to some of the reviews I've been reading and everything, I believe that I might get away with it here. So Dan, if you're watching this, we're about to try and pull your trick here and just show up and try and check in way early. See if they hook us up. Maybe they will. I'm over here. We're over here around Allentown and all that stuff here. I haven't been up in this area much in a long time. When I worked for Bar None Transportation, is it Transportation? Bar None, that's what everybody knows it by. Worked for them twice. Second time, not very long. The first time, I ran really hard for them for a year and did real well. And they used to keep me living up here on the East Coast. Or this ain't really the East Coast per se, but the eastern part of the country, particularly all around Pennsylvania, and especially in this area. So, seeing some stuff I haven't really seen much of here in quite some time. And used to get up here quite a bit with my first go around with Titan Transfer as well. And this is right around the area I picked up my first solo load ever. As a truck driver, actually, I caught a ride once I got done with training, with my trainer and all. I caught a ride with another driver. He was headed up this way, and they dropped me off at a dealership to recover the truck that was going to be mine. And I got in it, came over here, and grabbed the empty. I didn't pick up the first load here. I grabbed the empty here, right around this area. There was a Nestle's water plant or something over here, and grabbed an empty and then went way up into New Jersey there to grab a Gatorade load going back to Atlanta. So my roots of trucking actually kind of launched off right here in this particular area. So yeah, it's always a little nostalgic coming back up here. But let's see, we're right down the road. This road here, it says in a mile trucks are not welcome. So luckily I got a turn coming up at less than a mile because why does it not want us up there? Let's find out. Half a mile ahead, no trucks or trailers over 45 feet in length. I got to go right at 4/10 of a mile, so we're going to come up just short of where they cut us off at. Yes, it's either a residential area or it turns real tight, one or the other. We're trying to pull into this Wake Fern Food Distribution DC. Supposedly they got a big staging area where you can park and everything, so we should, even if they don't take us, if we have to wait all the way until appointment time, we should be good anyway. And I made sure I stopped and made me a little grocery run yesterday and got me some new foods and stuff like that, so I got stuff to eat on. So even if I get stuck here for a while, I'm all good. There's a sign for Nestle Way. Yeah, that's right over there where I grabbed the empty trailer to go pick up my first ever load in a truck that I had only met about an hour earlier. Had never gotten a chance to familiarize myself with it. Just picked it up blindly from a dealership, mechanic shop. Hopped in it, grabbed the empty, and I had a road atlas, a pillow, and a blanket, and a couple of dollars in my pocket. And we just got tossed in, trial by fire, and figured it out as we went along, and we've been figuring it out as we've gone along ever since that day. Yeah. Here we are. It says let me see, I got another turn here in 0.2 miles. We're almost there, then I'll cut this off and see about going and checking in drastically early. I've gone non-stop since I hopped in the truck this morning. We're over 6.5 hours non-stop without so much as stopping at a red light until just now. You know, over here, hadn't pulled over, hadn't fueled, haven't gone to the restroom. We haven't done anything but just drive. And I am ready to get out and stretch my legs and find a restroom. I can tell you that for sure. For sure. Come on, truck, take off. You ain't got that heavy of a load. Let me see. Where are we going? Should be right up here anytime now. Sorry to stretch this clip out so long, y'all, but I like to let y'all see what's going on. Wake Fern Truck Entrance. I believe this is it. Here and go get in this staging area. This is one of them places. We're in Pennsylvania, so you're not supposed to idle. Luckily, I've got an APU because it turned cold out here. So, sounds like just a pain in the butt place to be to me. Oh, they got a massive staging area over here. Yeah, I'm gonna go down here and park as close as I can to wherever the check-in is, but yeah, folks, here we are. This guy's creeping in here like he's trying to figure out what's going on, too. See if we can read these signs. Attention all drivers with deliveries or pickup. Park in staging area and proceed to guardhouse with all necessary paperwork. All right. But that leaves us the question of where is the guardhouse. I assume it's at the end of this lot. Well, this must be one of their in-house drivers, man. He's just blowing on through there. We're just all trying to be nice and friendly and courteous, and they just go over here to the left of us and just blew by us. Alright, we're going to pull in, we're going to park, we're going to turn this camera off and go do what we got to do, and we'll get back with you after we figure it all out. So, here we are. Here's the first part of this journey completed. There's that noise that we all know. And I will see y'all in a bit. All right, folks, let's see what happens. I gambled on showing up real early. If you're keeping score from my last video, this load was originally set up to be there at 1 a.m. tomorrow. That got bumped to 5 p.m. today. I got up this morning, had plenty of time to make it no matter what, and thought, based on the reviews, the awful reviews, but some of the information in the reviews, we'll take a gamble and show up here very, very early and check in and see what happens. It is 12:45 right now. Don't got it. Appointment's not till 5. I got here, I checked into the guard shack about a half an hour ago now. So about 12, 12:10, somewhere right in there by the time I got in the guard shack over there. Substantially early. They assigned me a door right away. And I came around the 86 miles to the other side of this warehouse, checked in over there, got the lumber information. They said, we'll give you a call when we get it unloaded. Pop your seal, get in the door. I'm in the door. Close to 5 hours early. And close to 12 hours early from what the appointment originally was. Now, I don't know if I have high hopes from here, but I am in the door many, many hours early. There's not many trucks over here on this side. It looks like they unload dry stuff, but it also don't look like they're in a hurry to do anything on earth in there. So we'll see if I ever get a red light. They haven't dropped a dock plate in me yet, but we'll see. I'm checked in. I'm in the door. See what happens. Fingers crossed for good things. I need some good luck for once. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go find me a snack. I'll get back with y'all and update you on how it goes. Hey folks, please excuse the bumping and banging and bouncing here. Being on any road in Pennsylvania is, any of you that are familiar with that stretch of I-59 going down into Birmingham, in Alabama, I-59 in general, you know how rough that is and stretches. Well, Pennsylvania is roughly the equivalent of the whole entire state being covered in I-59. Just their roads suck here, and it feels like no matter where you turn, there's a sign that says no trucks or no trucks over or trailers over 45 feet long here. It's like it's so frustrating getting around here. But as you see, I'm driving. It's 2:38 p.m. Managed to catch a lucky break over there at that place, and I'm hoping that my load over here is done like it's supposed to be when I get there. But this load started off due at 1 a.m. in the morning. Got back to 5 p.m. today. I showed up hours and hours and hours early, checked in, got in the door against all odds, and reading through just endless pages of horrible reviews for that place. I showed up at the right time, got a door, got unloaded, got the lumber paid, got my paperwork done by just a little after 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 hours before my appointment. So we're on the way to the next one. We may salvage some of this weekend, y'all. We may salvage some of this weekend, barring any disasters. If this load's ready over here and they get it on the trailer quick, and mechanical stuff lasts until I get back home, we may salvage some of this weekend. Yeah, I'm shocked. I didn't think that place was going to go my way at all. Not at all. I mean, look up, if you're a truck driver and you just want to see some horrible reviews, get on your Google Maps and go to Wake Fern Distribution in Breenigsville, Pennsylvania. Wake Fern in Breenigsville. Go look at their reviews. Click on newest and see. It's endless of just nightmarish reviews there. So I just plain flat out beat the odds and got in at a good time and got lucky. But we were a winner for once this week. Let's see if we can extend that luck to getting home a whole lot sooner than we thought we were going to. I'm going to get this drive done. I'm going to knock this out. Get over here and see if we can get a quick in and out over there. And I'll get back with you and tell you how it's going. I hope I have more good news for you when I get back. But yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah, I'll see y'all back here in a little bit. All right, folks. We got there. It was a preloaded trailer. It was a quick drop and hook. We got out. We were able to stop at a Rutter's. Got me a burger, some chips, a little sweet treat. Man, I love Rutter's. I don't get it. We don't have them at home, so I don't get a chance very often to go to Rutter's. And when I do get a chance, I always take it. Just a fantastic store. They got everything you could ever need in one of those. And they've got like the deal, like, Sheets and stuff does, where it's got the little screens and you can walk up and order the food and everything. And they make really good food, and they've always got a really killer chip selection and good sweet treats. And that's they just got a certain better vibe about them than most convenience stores. Wow, excuse me. potato chip stuck in my teeth. I know that's not a becoming, mannerly thing to do on camera, but I couldn't help it. It had to happen. But yeah, we are on the way. We got the other load delivered and got this one picked up all before the actual appointment time for the other one. We don't get that kind of day very often. Things are working in my favor at the moment. I've got to keep my fingers crossed that everything keeps on going good. Everything stays mechanically sound. I've got 2 hours and 46 minutes more I can drive. And if I knock roughly 2 hours of that out, I should be stopped at a reasonable time and able to get up and make a pretty straight run through all the way back to Chattanooga tomorrow. I should have plenty of time to do that. This is working out just unrarely well, so I got to be happy about that. After the way it looked, it was looking real grim for not much of a weekend earlier this week when all this stuff got put down on me, and now we're looking in pretty good shape. Yeah, so I appreciate all of y'all riding with me and giving me them good trucking mojo vibes, because they're working. They're working today. We'll see if they hold out. I need everything to stay mechanically sound and get me back home. But yeah, all we got to do is knock a couple of quick hours out, take a 10, and we should be in good shape to make it all the way back. Can you believe that though? I got unloaded at one of the worst reviewed places I've ever heard of, and picked up another load all before it was time for me to ever even unload. Can't beat that with a stick, right? What old Ice Cube say? Today was a good day. We still got a couple more hours to go, so I don't want to be saying that too prematurely, but looking pretty good right now. Well, the sun is all off in my face. I'm not gonna look good on camera here with that. I'm squinting, glaring, and everything. So I'm gonna get off here, let the sun change position a little bit, and we'll talk to you again in a little while. Just keep having a good day. Well, hello everybody. Greetings from 5 miles from the Pennsylvania-West Virginia state line, right around Greencastle, Pennsylvania. The TA was full, all except for reserve spots, and I wasn't in the mood to pay. I came over here, like across the intersection from them. There's this little Sunoco fuel stop, and I managed to weasel a spot in over here. That's where I'm calling it quits for 10 hours until I get up in the morning, and I'm going to knock out a marathon straight through run to get myself home. If barring any disasters, fingers crossed for good mechanical luck tomorrow, everything goes good, I'll get home and have had a successful turnaround from what this load was going to do. As I mentioned in the last clip, I got, before my appointment was even had even gotten here, I was able to get that load delivered and pick the next one up. And this all had started with a 1 a.m. delivery time for in the morning. Got bumped back to 5 p.m. today, and before it was ever even 5 p.m., I had that done and the next one picked up and pointed back the right way. So I'm going to be able to salvage some weekend, barring any disasters. So turned out to not be a bad day. I'm sitting here chilling out, watching the last couple of episodes of the last season of Suits, getting ready to call it quits and go to bed, and I'm going to edit this up, put it up for your viewing enjoyment, hopefully some of you, let you see how my world goes. My last couple of videos, I've been kind of down and not real happy about things, and today it turned around a little bit, and you didn't hear any bitching out of me today. That could very well change on the next one. You never know. Trucking has that way. But today was a good day. I dove head first off into some music that I'll recommend. I was sitting there getting unloaded at that appointment, that unload in Brannigsville there, and digging through YouTube and ran across a little mini documentary of a band I just hadn't thought about in a good while. A band called Husker Dü. Some of you out there might have heard of them. A lot of you might not have. Fronted by the great Bob Mould. They started out as like very, very punk, very hardcore, old school hardcore style band, and eventually kind of morphed into some of the forefathers of post-hardcore and, you know, that indie rock. You know, not really sure how to describe it, but there's a lot of bands, particularly I think Dave Grohl has been on record as saying, you know, no, if there hadn't been a Husker Dü, there never would have been a Nirvana or a Foo Fighters, you know. So they were a very influential band of their time. I'm not going to recommend any particular album. I'm just going to say go jump into their discography, work your way from the back, or listen to one of their live records or something, and do yourself a favor. There's lots of good stuff on there. Lots of good stuff. So I'm not necessarily recommending a album as much as I'm just recommending a band today. So Husker Dü, it's spelled Husker, and the U has got the little umlaut things like, you know, German, and then Du, Du, same little deal with the little umlaut things. I believe that's what they're called, but Husker Dü, from the great state of Minnesota. Yeah, good old American hardcore, post-hardcore, indie rock, great stuff. So yeah, I'm going to call it quits. On a winning note, I'm going to call it quits. I don't want to stretch my luck, keep on going here, because it all worked out for the better today for once. So I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. And I'll talk to all of you again on the next one. Depending if it's morning, noon, or night, wherever you're at when you're watching this, have a good one of those. Whatever you do in life, do it the best you can. Be good. Strive to be a good human. Do your best for yourself and everybody else. And you know, leave a trail of good energy and do no harm. Be the best you can be. And with that said, I'm gonna go. I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye bye for now.